What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to this episode of Restoration with Vick. Last week I showed you guys these amazing unicorns, the original 1988 Black Cement 3 with the GOAT's autograph, Michael Jordan. But this project's too big for me to handle. I had to call in the big guns for this one. We got Solomon in the building, aka Who Fresh. What's going on, my man?
Vick, my guy, how are you, man?
Good, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. I'm so excited to be here, man. Thank you for having me. It's an honor to collab with you on this project and just check out the Rejuvenator headquarters, man. Thank you.
The honor is mine, man. What do you think about these?
Man, you weren't kidding when you said these need a lot of work. The soles are gone, the tabs are cracked, padding's gone, pretty much everything.
This shoe needs a full restoration, man. What do you think these are worth as is?
Me personally, priceless. 1988 OG Black Cement 3s, and then you throw on the GOAT signature? That's crazy, bro.
I couldn't agree more. What do you guys think these are worth as is? Let us know in the comment section down below. Who Fresh, what's first in this process?
First and foremost, we're gonna go for the midsoles. Definitely need to replace those. And for that, I hate to do it, but we're gonna have to sacrifice a pair of red cements.
Ooh. Let's get to work, guys. On the originals, as you can see on the outsoles, it has no traction left. On the front, it has missing chips. These outsoles are no good. So for the donors, we will be saving the midsoles and outsoles for this project. The colorway is perfect, they're brand new, it's perfect for what we need them for. While we're at it, we're also gonna save the tongues, the plastic hardware, the insole, and back tabs, because they can come in handy.
All right, guys, so the first thing we gotta do is remove the midsole from the uppers. And in order to do so, we're gonna have to de-stitch the toe cap first, and then pour some acetone in, let it simmer for a bit, and it should peel off pretty easy.
Let the sacrifice begin.
Let's do it, man. Want a lace race? Cool. So I'm just gonna start pressing it, and it should start separating. And I'll grab the toe. You wanna be careful on the sides.
Not rip it.
Yeah, these are kind of pretty new, so.
Not so much chance for that to happen.
Yeah, and the foam's made like a little different now than before. That, clean,
Just like that.
there you go. Clean pull.
The cleanest I've seen.
All right, Vic, looks like we got the donors removed clean. Let's move back to the black cements.
Beautiful. The first step we gotta do is remove all the stitching from the toe cap, so you remove the sole, just like we did with the donors. After that, we gotta remove all the old midsole off. What's the best way to go about this?
For me personally, I like to just remove whatever I can with my hands. And then I'll take a heat gun and go over the remaining midsole until it starts to kind of melt. After that, I'll take like a putty knife or something flat to scrape it and just get everything cleanly off.
All right, we got all that old nasty midsole completely off the shoe. Now we're on to the deconstruction process.
So the first thing we're gonna do is remove this bottom strobel to have access to the uppers and start taking it off carefully, one by one, piece by piece, with an X-Acto knife. And then you wanna just kind of like
Oh, that was juicy, bro.
doing, bro? Now that we have the uppers deconstructed, what's next, Vic?
For this next part, we gotta clean up every single part properly. I don't think this 88 has ever really been cleaned, so we'll be using Reshoeman's Essential Shoe Cleaning Kit. That comes with a solution, all 3 brushes, and towel. For this cleaning, all we really need is our soft bristle brush and solution. We're gonna dry brush every single part to get rid of any of the surface dust or debris. After that, we're gonna scrub every single part using the soft bristle brush once again and our solution. The only part we're not gonna hit is the Michael Jordan signature because we wanna preserve this. All done with the cleaning. Right now we're gonna focus on these tongues. For us, it's really important to keep this restoration as original as possible. We wanna use the original tongues, but as you can see, there's some really bad damage. There's missing layers in the material. On the Jumpman, there's missing thread, it's pretty frayed. Where do you think we should take this?
Bro, honestly, I've never come across something like this, so let's experiment with some leather filler and see where it goes.
All right, let's do this.
That's fire, right?
It's good.
All right. So it's been a few hours and these tongues are looking a lot better. Still need some work to do, but we're headed in the right direction.
Love it. For these midsoles, we gotta move on to the prep work. There's a bunch of old glue still on there. For this, we'll be using a Dremel to shave all that stuff off before we can move on with this process. Prep work's complete. We got all the old glue completely off. As is, the outsole and the midsole look way too brand new for a 33-year-old shoe, so we gotta age it. We wanna give it that nice cream tone all around, so for this, we gotta use the coffee method. Let's go set up outside.
Victor! You forgot the coffee! So it's been a few days now, and I finally finished resurfacing the damaged areas on these tongues. They look pretty good. I'm happy with them.
They came out really good. While he was doing that, I did a couple more different things, such as the insoles. On the donors, the Nike Air was white. I went ahead and painted black to match the original 88 black cements. The original insoles are complete toes. These are trash, not even worth restoring. The donor insoles are perfect for this project. I also went ahead and mixed up the gray paint. This is perfect. It took forever to achieve it. I used dark bone, cream, olive, infrared, so many more colors. But it's perfect, it's spot on. We're ready to start painting.
The tongues are painted and it's looking a lot better than before. The only thing I gotta do next is fix that Jumpman logo. It's looking pretty bad. So the way I'm gonna approach this is with a needle and thread and go one by one and fill in the gaps that are missing.
That's gonna be sick. The next step I'm gonna do, I already went ahead and removed the midsole and the outsole from the coffee tank. It has this nice cream look all around. It's perfect. but I still want to go in and give this a proper midsole repaint. It's already clean as is, but it's a little bit not as sharp all around. I want to make these lines a bit more crispier, so I'm going to do some light sand work so I can get it nice and smooth and then touch it up. Midsole repaint came out clean. It's nice and flawless. Clean straight lines all around. The cream tone is perfect for the rest of the outsole. How did the Jumpman turn out?
Jumpman came out fire, bro. That hand stitching method actually worked out pretty well. The next step I gotta work on is gonna be replacing the liner, because the original, it's pretty much deteriorating.
I got you, bro. I went ahead and found this stuff off eBay. This is called headliner fabric. In my opinion, it's really close to the original. What do you think?
Man, this thing looks pretty spot on. I'm gonna make a new pattern for the liner and then attach it to the tongues.
Let's get it rolling. Tongues are fully done. Hoopfresh did an amazing job with these. As you can see, on the surface, there's no more holes. It's nice and smooth. The color mix, it was on point. The Jumpman's back to being fully solid. New padding, new liners. These came out awesome. Now we're gonna continue this restoration by piecing the front part of the shoe together using some double-sided tape. Before we can start stitching the shoe, we gotta take care of one more thing.
These trashed liners, man, these are disgusting. Definitely gonna replace them, and what I'm gonna be doing is creating a new pattern for the liners, and we'll be using this brand new material that seems pretty close to the original.
It's pretty spot on, you guys. This is where the fun begins.
Uppers is finally starting to take shape. We got the elephant print stitched on, all the plastic hardware, the tongue, and of course, that nasty liner replaced.
big difference, you guys. Another thing I do want to point out, we took our time making sure every panel was laid down where it originally went. That's very important to keep its original shape once the shoe's all done so it doesn't look all funky. Now it's time to move on to the back piece of the shoe. What's the first step with that?
So for the back half, we're gonna first attach these two pieces together. I'm gonna zigzag stitch them, and then we'll get the ankle collar piece up, the heel tab, and then the elephant print.
The kids are hot, let's keep it going.
Bro, I've never heard that phrase, bro. All right, for the elephant print, we're gonna replace the backer material, place it on that new material that you got, and then we're gonna just trace all around it. After that, we'll cut it out, but we're gonna trim right under where the stitching is.
Yeah, that makes total sense. Like on the original, it doesn't go all the way to the top, right? Just kind of cuts off at a certain point.
Right.
Now, what's the purpose for this thing?
It's so that stabilizer, and also like it'll look more full on the back. So if you don't have it, the leather will like sink in.
I don't understand.
Sometimes you'll see like certain builds
where the tab kind of sticks out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it before.
It's like almost like that skiving effect or whatever.
I see what you're
that
saying.
helps it out.
So right when I start cutting, you just want me to cut a bit on the inside, right?
No.
No?
No, because you want to use the top of the edge as a guide, so that way you can cut evenly all around, if that makes sense. Unless you can do it. You get what I'm saying or not?
Yeah, no, I
So just cut it perfectly.
Then?
And then you'll trim from that.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, it's better that way, I think, in my opinion.
We're about 90% done with these uppers. My favorite part about the shoe are the back tabs. Originally, they were completely dust. We could have gone the easy route and simply just got the back tabs from the donors. They're close, but they're not exact. So we took a different route and got these custom made from an original 88 mold. These are 100% exact. They're 1-to-1 to the original. Big shout out to Red Insight for coming through with these back tabs. It even has a nice aged look to match the rest of the shoe. Now I think we're on to the sock liners, right?
That's exactly what we're gonna. That's exactly what we're gonna work on. Right. So for the sock liner, we're gonna use this headliner material that you have found. Make sure we get some padding in the ankle, and not forget about the heel counters, and then stitch on the strobel back on the bottom of the shoe.
Let's get it.
All right, bro. So I put masking tape on the inside part. So what I'm gonna do now is these old holes where the original liner was stitched on, I'm gonna go over it, and it's gonna puncture the tape on the inside, which is gonna let me see where the old stitch holes were. And I normally don't attach a liner like this, but we're trying to keep it close to the original. So when I do attach to the liner, I'll be able to see exactly where to stitch at, and it'll be exactly where the old liner was at.
Because when you're doing it, you're gonna have it kind of flip, so you're not gonna be able to see
right.
the holes
So
on the outside.
yeah, right. So you'll be able to have the liner here, attach it exactly where the old liner was at, flip it, and it'll be perfect. And then the tape, you'll be able to rip it off or whatever, and it's on the inside. You're gonna put padding on it anyway, so.
Makes total sense.
Right.
Dude, that's honestly brilliant.
So right now, the uppers are turned inside out. Looks a little crazy, but once we flip it, it'll come together. So
So right now I'm just taking off that tape that I used to guide me on the stitch holes. It also helps with holding the liner while I'm stitching. And then what we're gonna do next is trim off the excess liner material. Now I'm just gonna trim the areas where I stitched it at, right next to the edge of the ankle area, pretty much just following along. Let's cut it off. So now I just have the padding liner stitched on the edge, and now I'm just gonna flip it over. So I'm gonna flip the uppers back to where they are. Now we flip the liner back in. So I like to just kind of use my fingers to kind of just dig inward to help with the flip. Once it's in, I just kind of pull it in a little bit. So you can start to see it's starting to take shape. There you go. Now just gonna trim more of the excess just on the top just to have a cleaner area to work with. So now that I have liner on, I'm gonna stitch it closed here, come along this line. Same thing with the inner, here, here. So it's gonna stitch that same line on the inside, and then we'll trim any excess off, just like how the factory has it.
Dude, these look incredible so far. In my hand, you just feel a lot sturdier than before. Its shape is not really flimsy. The new padding, the new sock liner really helps with that. Now, I know we're really close to start sticking the upper with the midsole and sole, but we got this, right?
Yeah, so that piece right there is gonna be the restrobal piece. And what I'm gonna be doing is reattaching it by stitching it back on manually.
Okay.
I'm gonna be using a blanket stitch. It's very similar to the factory stitching, the strobel stitch. So that's gonna close up the bottom, and I got half of it done here, and you can start to see the shape starting to take form. Just got this other half, and we should be ready to go with gluing the uppers down to the sole.
Again, it looks really good. Let's keep it going.
So we're finally here, guys. The uppers are fully completed. Now it's time to glue them down on the soles.
We're gonna go ahead and apply some bar super stick cement to both the upper and midsole so we can clamp it together.
Vic, guys, they're almost done. Got the uppers glued on the sole. I just have to stitch the toe cap. And Vic,
the last step I gotta do is touch up the paint on the black, the gray, make the shoe look all perfect, lace it up so we can wrap up this project.
I think he's gonna like these.
I think so too.
So are we done?
I think we're done.
We're done?
Done.
We're done, guys.
We're done.
We're done, bro.
Let's lace them up.
Let's do it.
All right, guys, that is gonna bring us to an end on this full restoration on these original 1988 black cement 3s. These came out amazing. Bro, what do you think?
I agree, man. This was a fun project. It was challenging, but fun. One of my favorite things was just taking it completely apart and then rebuilding it piece by piece.
That was also one of my favorite parts. It was pretty disgusting to see how the shoe was all broken up in pieces, all that nasty dried out foam, midsole and stuff, but it was really satisfying once we all cleaned it up. started putting the stuff together. My favorite part about this whole shoe though is really the insides. The insides were disgusting, so being able to replace a sock liner with some material that's really close to the original, same thing with the red sock liner on the tongues, new liner on the insides, all that stuff to me is really, really cool. We took the whole shoe apart, put it back together with clean parts and original parts on the outside. What's your favorite detail about the shoe?
For me, my favorite detail, I'd have to say the tone, if that makes sense. Just the tone and overall coloring of everything. It just flows naturally. Like the midsole matches with the heel tab and the coffee method for the front rubber part. Just everything just kind of plays in together and gives it the overall finish.
You guys, for us, it was really important to make this shoe feel and look like it just came out from '88. We didn't want to put a brand new white rubber sole. We didn't want to start putting brand new parts on the shoe. We could have easily done that with the tongue. The tongue was one of the parts that was the roughest on the whole shoe. We could have grabbed the donors and slapped it on, but that would have been the wrong way to do this restoration. So much work went into these. We put brand new soles, a brand new midsole on the uppers. We took it apart completely, gave it a proper deep clean all around. We reconditioned it, touched up the black, cleaned up the elephant print, brand new sock liners. We put in so much work on the tongue, new tabs, new insides. This project was a beast.
It was just so much work, man, but it was fun, man. I can't wait to see Todd's reaction.
I mean, if Todd doesn't cry, we failed.
I agree.
Thank you so much for coming through on this project, bro. I could have not done this without you. I learned so much from you. And not only that, we had such a good time on and off camera. This was a pleasure.
Vick Almighty, the pleasure was all mine. It was an honor to be here. Until next time, my friend.
I'll miss you, bro. Let's go get these to Todd. Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hello, Ronnie. Hey, what's up?
Moment of truth.
Oh my gosh. See what we got. So excited.
A lot of work went into these. I'm super excited to show you guys. You guys ready?
Oh yeah. Can't wait.
Ready. Oh my.
Oh my.
Dude, they're brand new again.
Holy.
Those are sick, dude.
Baby.
I need the front.
Oh my gosh.
You got your babies,
Fantastic,
dude.
man.
You got your babies.
Awesome.
Hope you like them, man.
Thank you so much.
Hey, thank you, Vick. Sick, dude.
Wow.
Hey, let's bust them open.
Sick. That's so sick.
So sick. Oh my gosh. Wow. Yeah. Absolutely amazing.
You stoked or what?
Oh yes.
Yeah?
Literally just like I got him.
Got his babies back.
Almost.
Yeah.
Everything went through restoration process. And
Yeah,
just
these
tried
were-
our best.
This was scuffed on the inside because I would jump
Exactly. I figured there were certain
brush,
parts
yeah,
that rub
where I
off.
would just
Beautiful.
Well, that's gonna be it, you guys. I appreciate you guys so much for letting me work on these. This is like the coolest shoe I've ever worked on, from the story of the shoes being autographed, them being 88s. It's been an experience.
Thanks for doing it. Surprised you could. That's it. Like, that was insane.
we're so grateful. Thank you so much.
Of course, guys.
Awesome.